All right, everybody, this is today's little project. I'm gonna do my best Let's Dig 18 impression today. We're doing a garage pad. This is the gentleman I've done some work for. We took out that tree. We moved that, replanted that palm. We mulched out the back there. So he wants to put an garage addition to this house. And so what we're gonna do pretty much, it's pretty simple. We're just gonna scrape this topsoil off and come in here with crush and run, make him a pad out to about here, flush it off, and that's pretty much it. So I got the mini, got the skid steer, and I got this little bad boy. I rented this from my friends over at CCE, and they gave me a great deal on it, and we're going to use that to do our compaction. So if you guys need rentals, they have places in Charlotte, Columbia, and Charleston. So if you need rentals, they got a ton of this whacker nuisance stuff: rollers, compactors, mini X's, skid steers, all kinds of stuff. They also got all that forestry mulching stuff, pre-off, pecan, loftness, Dennis CMOF. So if you guys need anything, they ship nationwide. Link in the description below, also a phone number, and use the promo code IDIGIT and they'll hook you up. So I've used one of these before. I really like them, and it's perfect size for this little job, this little pad. So the pad's gonna come in right here. I believe the top of the pad's gonna come to this brick line right here, or the top of the pad that we're doing is gonna come right there. So that'll be our grade. Once we scrape all this off, I'll set the laser up. We'll get our elevation, and I've already got a load of crush and run in the dump truck, and luckily the place where I get the crush and run, it's only about 2 miles down the road, so we should be able to bring in quite a few loads today, and I'm hoping to have this done by the end of the day tomorrow. So let's get started. All right, we are looking good. Got all the topsoil stripped off. We put it in that big hole in the back there, and we just set up the laser, shot some grades, and we're looking pretty good. We got about that's the lowest part right there, and that corner we're gonna come up about 2 feet with the pad. So that's not too bad. I went ahead after I stripped everything off and graded it down with the skid steer. I went ahead and took the roller, just rolled everything down, smoothed it, and, you know, kind of compacted as best I can. And all that looks pretty good. It's all pretty solid. There's one little soft spot where it's pumping right there in the middle a little bit, but it's not a huge deal. We've had a lot of rain the last few days, so I'm not too concerned about that. Once we start putting stone down, it should solidify up, and then he's gonna let this, after we compact it and everything, he's gonna let it sit for a couple of weeks before the concrete guys come. And I'm sure the concrete guys, when they come, they'll run a tamp over it as well really quick and make sure everything is compacted in the footers and everything. And so I think we should be good. So let's get this started. All right, got 3 loads dropped. I'm not really exactly sure how many loads this is gonna take, so we're just gonna keep bringing them until we get there. So I'm gonna take the mini. In my mind here, I'm just thinking that, and this is kind of the first time I've done one of a pad on an angle like this. I'm thinking about just taking the mini, pulling all this stone down this way, starting to build the low end up first and work my way back towards the house. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna pull the mini down over here, pull this stone down this way, get it kind of graded. If I need to slick it up a little bit real quick with the skid steer, I can, and then we'll take the roller over it and shoot some grades and see where we're at. All right, everybody, pad's done. Looks good. Owner is really happy with it. If he's happy, I'm happy. He's actually a retired equipment operator. He used to do land clearing and house pads. He had his own business for a long time before he retired. And he's been, I mean, I'm sure you'll see him in the video out here helping me a bit. And but yeah, everything's good. I've already got the Mini out of here, but we went through here with the laser, checked everything. We got beeps pretty much everywhere across it, so we're within about a 1/4 inch or so of grade across the whole thing. And so if we're pouring a slab, if we're that close, I think we're pretty good. So just finish rolling it down again really quick. And so what they're going to do here, you don't have to worry about this pad, especially on this back end where we had to come up about 2 feet. You don't have to worry about that, you know, washing out or undermining, because what they're going to do, they're actually going to come in and set up panels along here and wall this off, square it off, and then the concrete will kind of make its own. They'll dig it out a little bit at the bottom and make a footer at the bottom, and so all this, the whole thing will basically be enclosed in concrete. So it's not just going to be a formed slab on top with, and then, you know, and then this just underneath it loose like this. That's not how this is going to be. So this all should work out pretty good. I'm very happy with it, and he's happy with it. I learned a lot doing this, and thanks to CCE for renting me a little whacker noose, and it was crucial for this. When I was backing the dump truck on here, once we started getting a good pad made, I mean, I'd back the dump truck on and you wouldn't even see tire marks. I mean, that's how compacted it was. So it turned out really well in that regard as far as the compaction. So it's solid. Most people around here would just bring in dirt. You know, around here they'd bring in sand and just compact that, if they'd even compact it. But he's been doing this for a while. He's like, no, I want something that's going to be hard and not ever going to crack and, you know, undermine the slab. And so we had a little bit of stone left. So I just put it down right there. We had about a half a load, about 3 tons. And so just kind of clean, you know, filled in this. What we're going to do, I'm going to come back in about a week, and we're going to bring in some fill dirt. We're going to fill all this in right through here. I'm actually going to put him a driveway in. He wants a driveway through here, and he wants one so he can come in here. This is going to be where he parks. And then also we got to get that in so they can pull the concrete truck in here without it getting obviously bogged down. The other thing that's going to be done is all this water that comes out of here was going down and settling down in here. That's why this is all wet. Probably going to trench that out, run a pipe down underneath this, and have it come out somewhere around over here so it just drains off down into the swamp back there. And yeah, so all good. This probably would have been a little easier if it had been a little bigger. It was really small. There wasn't a lot of room for to move the skid steer around on here. I did a lot with the Mini just because it was so small, and I could kind of dump the pile and then take the bucket, you know, and start building up. I was trying to build up this back edge because it was so low and we had to come up so far, and I was kind of taking the material and kind of building up this side, and that seemed to work pretty good. But the skid steer was crucial here as well, especially for getting all the topsoil back there into that big hole back there and helping me initially kind of knock it down. But yeah, this worked out good. This took right at about, I don't know, 55, 60 tons. It was about 9.5 loads in the truck. So somewhere between 55 to 60 tons is what it took. So, all right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the video. That was fun. Definitely a learning experience. And we'll be back to put in this driveway. So stay tuned. Bye, everybody.